Hey, what is going on, everybody? Boilon here, and in today's video, we're going to be talking about the Progeny of Apocalypse Week 3 of December milestone event. Now, of course, this is running in conjunction with the Nemesis campaign event. If you haven't checked out my video from the day before, where we went over the numbers on how you're going to get 4- and 5-star free-to-play Nemesis, then go check that out. There's some important information in there as well that relates to what we're going to be talking about in today's video, because I felt that I had to kind of get that out of the way, so I don't have to spend as long today talking about that specific portion of it. So, if you're ready to go and figure out how you're going to get to the end of the event campaign, or the milestone event, and get the ice shield, then you know what to do. Let's boil this down. Okay. And so, of course, all of the information is here from the Friday blog post here, and the images and the tables and all of that. So I am recording this before it is live in-game as well, so I can't actually reference it there. But we'll assume that the table's correct as of now anyways. Normally they've been doing better these days. So keep in mind that how you're going to be getting points on this milestone event is going to be from doing the other campaign, the other milestone events, opening orbs from the Nemesis campaign event, which we touched on a little bit in the other video. I'll explain it a little bit more here in this one, and also by spending gold, because the numbers are crazy. The numbers are crazy. Like, it maxes out at 160 million, but realistically where you need to get to for the ice shield is like down here at 61 million. So we'll talk about that as well. So let's jump on over, and every week we do a subtotal count of where we're at for the week. And so we're getting close to the end. And we had on Friday, we had 7,500 snowballs from the free claim. We'll probably expect another one on December the 23rd, this coming Friday, for some more points, but I don't know what that is yet. But if you add everything all together, we're looking pretty good, actually. So these are all the stuff from the events. This is stuff that we've had so far. For the Web Milestone Daily, we had 27 days, but it was made up for on the extra day was, made up for here on the first free claim Friday. And then these are all the points for the snowballs so far. Some things that I do want to point out, though, is the Quick Rumble 3, the no trait one that's coming up. This one actually got reduced to 17,200, whereas the Bionic Avengers one was 39,000, and the first one, the Skeletal, was 31,200. So they haven't not been consistent, and I had to readjust for that one. And then, of course, the week 3 of Progeny of Apocalypse, you're getting 49,000 points, but then you're also getting 75,000 from the Ice Shield. So this event is worth well over 100,000. And in total, we're only missing the points from the Gift Wrap Gala, and I guess the recalculated version of whatever Quick Rumble 4 is going to be, because I don't have the specific numbers. I kind of guessed based on the first one, but clearly it's changing around. But as of what we have right now, we're pretty close to the end. And I currently have about 702,000, which means that we're only short about 48,000 to get to 750k. We're probably going to get there from the Gift Wrap Gala, because Progeny was worth 49,000. So I imagine that we're looking at another 40 to 50,000 at least for the Gift Wrap Gala. And then, of course, there's going to be another free claim, at least one more free claim Friday. So I think very likely we will be hitting the 750k. That's not going to be a problem. So good news there for all the presents and all the stores. PS, just as an update, yes, I am saving, since we know in advance what it's going to cost. I am going to be saving to get 100 shards of Nemesis in the present store, because if you watched my video on the math the other day, then my goal is to get as close as possible to a 6-star. That way I can push it, and I can use the presence shard to get me to that 6-star. That's my goal. But let me know in the comments down below what you plan to do with that. So let's talk about the event. So this is Progeny of Apocalypse. It's running on Tuesday at 1 p.m. from December 20th to December 27th, because the following week we'll have that Gift Wrap Gala, on the run-up to New Year's Eve and things like that. This is an orb farm, Blitz, and gold spending milestone. Now, the Blitz portion doesn't kick in here in the main milestone, but it does down below. We'll talk about that. The total milestone points is 160 million. Now... You're not going to get there. In fact, I want to bring up the image again. What are you missing, though, right, for not getting that? So beyond the ice shield, what's here? Okay, there's a 5 red Killmonger at 80 million. I don't know. This is not a huge deal. There's some Armory 16 and 17 stuff, some more orange and teal stuff. Nothing crazy. There's some augmented vibranium down here at like 120 million and some an elite 5 orb down at the very bottom. I would not even really like bother. There's 70,000 blue 4 ions at the very bottom. You can't really see it. It's down here at 160 million really, but like honestly it sucks. It all sucks. So don't concern yourself with that. It's not a big deal. There is a leaderboard. But don't concern yourself with that either. Like this is just like Kraken whale food for them to like fight for fucking supremacy survival. I don't even know at this point. Sorry for swearing. So let's jump back into here. So you need 61 million for the event item. That's the goal. That's the goal of this video. If you can get more, awesome. You know, and maybe you'll push that 1% on the leaderboard. I don't know, but you know that's not the goal of this video. The goal is 61 million. You get 1 million for opening a chosen orb. Pretty simple. You know, that's the Nemesis campaign orb, which, you know, I don't know who's in the orb. Actually, I normally cover that kind of stuff, but I'm doing this a bit early on and it's not in the store yet. You do get gold. You get points from gold from a 1-to-1 ratio. So if you need to bridge the gap, or if you just want to spend gold, if you want to use it on Archangel, on Nemesis, on whoever you want to use it on, you know, make sure you save and wait until Tuesday. I mentioned that in the blog post, so hopefully you guys took the advice and saved, you know, most of your gold so that you could use it after Tuesday towards the characters that you want. Also, there's going to be a payday event running on Friday, so that's really good. The total amount of milestone points that you get from the Blitz Milestone, which we'll cover down below, is a weird number, but it's 38.87 million on 3 iterations of the milestone. So it's a 2-day milestone, but 3 total, so 6 days, you know, that is going to be running, and you get about like just under 10.3 million per run of that. And I guess the weird number doesn't matter that much because you could bridge the gap in like, I'm just kind of OCD about really random numbers, but you could bridge the gap with gold, I guess, to fix that. The total milestone points from the energy web milestone, we're not really going to touch on that because it's super easy. It's 7 million. It's 1 million per day. Repeats, you know, up. It's a total of 7 times. You're going to get 7 million points. It's very easy. You have to spend 700 energy, which is pretty easy to do. I don't think it really requires coring much. And so that's that. And then if you add this number with the 7 million subtracted from 61, then you basically need 23 orbs remaining to get to the event orb. And how you're going to get there, and we'll talk about how I found this number, how I come up with this, is these are so this is 200 cores daily if you're doing heroic farming, that you're going to get pretty much what you need to do. And it's only in yellow because you need to bridge the gap with some gold. So you're going to get just under 23 orbs in 7 days if you do 200 cores daily farming heroic. If you do 400 cores daily, which is I'm going to be doing in heroic, you're going to be getting almost 28 orbs. And that's well over the requirement, the remaining orbs that you need, which means that I could do this and not spend any gold and get the event item. I probably will spend gold because I need to level up Archangel still, but just wanted to let you guys know about that one. And if you're not in heroic, but you're doing hard mode, this is my estimation of how many orbs you're probably going to get in 7 days just through hard mode, because the hard mode nodes are finite. I talked about this in my previous video on the event campaign, and you do need to keep in mind that you will run out of fragments eventually on this one, but you should still be able to get like almost about 15 orbs on that. What that means is that because you need 23 orbs to bridge the gap here, that you're going to need to spend probably about 8 million gold, because each orb is worth 1 million points. So the difference here between 23 and 15.25 is about 8 million gold. So you're going over the course of 7 days, you're going to need to spend 8 million gold if you want to bridge the gap, if you're not farming heroic and you want the event item. Okay, so just to be clear, how did I come up with this? All this stuff, just gonna do a quick recap from the other video, this is, you know, go watch that video in more detail, but I basically broke down how many orbs that you're gonna be getting over the course of the Nemesis event campaign over 15 days. And so I took this is 200 cores daily, this scenario here, took this, divided by 15, and that actually just gets you that. I don't even know why I did that. That was probably a waste of my time. I could have just taken this 3.26 and no, it's probably more because there's other fragments in the first time. This is more accurate. So 48.83. I took this divided by 15 to get the daily average, and then times it by 7, and those are the amount of orbs that you're going to be opening in 7 days. Same with the 400 cores down here, this scenario here, that's how many orbs you're going to be opening. And this does not include anything that might randomly pop up. I don't know, free shit that they give away, a login calendar that I don't know about, anything like that. This is strictly from farming from the event campaign. So you take that 59, whatever, divided by 15, get the daily count, times it by 7. That's how many you're going to get over the course of the 7 days. So that's where this number comes from, in case people are concerned about, you know, where this is coming from. It's from the other video. So let's talk about the Blitz Milestone, because this is the second most important thing on this event, is how you're going to, because it's a shit ton of points. It's like 31 million points. So if you're not able to do most of this, you're going to need to bridge the gap with more gold, essentially. If you're not willing to blitz, I hope you have a good stash of gold to compensate for this. But it is, let's zoom back in even further. So this is a 2-day blitz milestone, but it's going to happen 3 times total, meaning it's running over 6 days, which means that there's going to be a 1-day break somewhere. And the total milestone points required is 28,000. You're getting about 10.29 million points into the main milestone above. We talked about this. And these are the points. So you get 60 points for winning a blitz, 60 for a chosen character. We'll talk about this down below slightly. There's 20, maybe 21 chosen characters, actually, now that I think about it, with the return of Omega Red, and I think they're keeping Mr. Sinister. And you get 60 points for that, 60 points if they're G13, which is great, because if you consider it, it's actually equivalent to another blitz win. Same with the chosen points. You know, you're getting like multiple blitz wins for the chosen characters and having them geared. So the total blitz wins that you need without considering chosen is 467 wins in 2 days. Now per day, it's actually about like 234, because technically that times 2, it doesn't matter. It rounded down weird. It's 234, and that at 35 blitz wins per rotation. And some people have asked this. A rotation is when you do all of your blitz teams. Just wanted to be very clear about that. And I am doing this from a more veteran perspective, and there's a total of 44, maybe 45 teams at this point, actually. So I will bump that up soon to probably 40, but for now I'm doing 35, because some people like to tier down, you know, lose. Then you're back at tier 1, and it's super easy to just sim that all the way up. So that's a total of 6.7 blitz rotations per day to get all this done. Now, this is without the chosen characters, so that makes a pretty big deal. So if you have all the chosen characters and you have them geared, that's even better. So I wanted to talk about this part, and it's 4 rotations of chosen characters. They're equivalent to 80 blitz wins. So 20 chosen characters at 4 rotations, which is essentially, you know, 4 wins, because that's 5 characters. If you lump them all together and you use your blitz charges that way, then you're getting about 80 blitz wins of equivalency if you do 4 rotations of those 4 teams. I hope that made sense. And so I can subtract that from the total amount of blitz wins needed. The reason why I said it that way is because you get 60 points per chosen character, which is the equivalent of 1 full blitz win. So 20 chosen characters in 1 rotation is 20 blitz wins, which is a lot. So if you do that 4 times, that's 80 blitz wins. So I can kind of use that and to subtract that from the total amount of blitz wins that are needed per day. It actually breaks it down to about 5 rotations a day if you have all of the chosen characters unlocked and you're using them in your blitz rotation and you win. Now, what this does not include is it does not include gear tier score. So if you have any of them at gear tier 13 and 15, you know, you can see here you get 120 for a gear 15 character, which is equivalent to 2 more blitz wins. And so you can bring that number down even further. So if you're a player with a roster full of chosen characters with G13 and above, you're probably looking at somewhere like maybe even 3.5 to 4 rotations a day. But if you're an earlier mid-game player, this is going to be a little bit stressful for you in terms of how many blitz wins you're going to need. And hopefully you can get as many done with chosen characters as possible. What I personally recommend doing is taking your chosen character, after you've done your main rotation, take 5 chosen characters and then just spam the blitz wins. You know, take your highest gear tier chosen characters, put them in a group of 5, and just spam the blitz charges, 25, 25, 25, and whatever. Because you're going to maximize the amount of blitz points that you're going to score over the course of this milestone. It's going to make things a little bit easier so you can double dip with your blitz charges into the points. So that's personally what I recommend. I think for me, I'm probably looking at about 4.5 rotations a day For myself, because I have, as a veteran account, I do have quite a few of these characters highly geared. So, that is everything. Essentially, in a nutshell, if you're not able to blitz that much, then you're going to need to bridge the gap with gold. Or more power cores in the Nemesis event campaign. So I've only calculated the 200 core scenarios and the 400 core for heroic. That's pretty typical to what most people do, I think, at this point. But, you know, if you're in one of the ones where you're kind of on the lower end, you're going to need to compensate with more gold. So just keep that in mind. I did recommend everyone to save their gold. Hopefully they did that so we can all get to 61 million together. That's the end of the video, everyone. I hope you enjoyed. I hope you've been enjoying your weekend as well. Sorry, the weekend's over. I'm losing track of time because of the Death Scourge and all of that. But good luck to that as well, because that's still ongoing too. And with the holidays fast approaching, we'll have lots of that. I don't know what I'm saying. Anyways, that's the end of the video. And until next time, stay safe and healthy. And I'll see you all later. Boilon signing out.